All right, welcome to Rails Hockey. Rails taking on the Jacks, starting off the game. Matthew centering Rodberg and Hoops. Connell and Dunbar at D. Looks like we're going to be missing Burke tonight. He's on the bench with a helmet on. Suffered a small little back tweak this weekend. Puck dribbles deep in the Rails zone. Matthew back to pick it up, leaves it in the corner. Jacks player rings it around. Puck dribbles up the board. Rodberg trying to tip it out. Jacks hold it in. Jacks back to O'Connell. O'Connell trying to go around the boards. Flicks ahead of himself up the boards of Hoops. Just outside the zone, Rodberg picks it up. Rodberg coming out 2-on-1 with Matthew. Rodberg far side off the blocker of the goalie. Hoops there to pick up the rebound. Centering pass knocked down by the Jacks. Matthew the sidestep. Matthew rink wide to Rodberg. Rodberg right in the middle. Rodberg cooking a shot off Hoops. Back to Rodberg. Knocked down by the Jacks out top for Jahola. Jahola fires one wide of the net. Rodberg back behind the net trying to get the puck. Jacks walk away with it. Jacks off the boards up to O'Connell right at the blue line. Matthew holds it in. Matthew hard shot just wide of the net. Hoops with the rebound. Cooking a shot on net. Throws it out front off of Jack's skate. Puck dribble on the boards. Matthew throws it back in deep. Elliott chasing it down. Jacks pick it up, throw up the boards to Jahola. Jahola takes a shot, bounces off one stick. The Jacks pick it up, fire it all the way down the ice for an icing call. If you had 13:39 as the first whistle, you are the winner. My Minnetonka game got
The warm-ups were great. Pictures, like clear pictures and everything. The rest of the game.
blurry. It's a head-hit restart. But then it took it off air too because it had a song in there. You can? Shot wide by, who was that, Jahola? Jacks out of the zone. Rink wide pass just out of the reach of the Jacks. That'll be an icing call. Yeah, so it picked up one song and it banned it or blocked it. How do you fix it? Oh, for the Rails, we have Talarico centering Elliott and Borman, Hubbard and Jahola at D. Talarico wins it over to Borman, puts it back to Hubbard. Hubbard, quick shot on net, into the glove of the goaltender. Holds on to it. Talarico, another win, back to Hubbard. Hubbard dumps it back in the zone, or in the corner. Jacks trying to ring it up, knocked down, intercepted by Elliott. Puck bouncing in the middle for Elliott, couldn't hold on to it. Out to the neutral zone for Jahola, over to Hubbard. Hubbard centering pass to Elliott. Elliott in the zone. Elliott top of the circle, trying to fire one, fan on it. Back out top for Hubbard. Hubbard takes a shot just wide of the net. Puck bounces back, hits the back of the net. Back out to Hubbard. Jacks get there first, and Jacks in the neutral zone, dumping in deep. Hubbard deep in his own zone, chases it down. Hubbard sidesteps one player, backhands it up the middle, no Rails in sight, just Jacks. Jacks on the red line, backhanded to Dunbar. Dunbar D to D, minus the D. Centering pass by the Jacks. Dunbar gets taken out in the middle of the ice. Matthew trying to clear the zone up to Rodberg. Rodberg over the red line in the zone. Rodberg over to Matthew. Matthew turns, top of the circles, rink wide pass to Dunbar. Dunbar pumps it in the corner for Rodberg. Rodberg tries centering pass. Jacks knocking away back to Dunbar. Dunbar tries a shot on net, deflected wide by the Jacks. Rodberg at the blue line to hold it in. Shot towards the net, just wide. Jacks in the corner, pick it up, throw up the boards, out of the reach of Dunbar. No icing call. How'd they call that one? Jacks centering pass, no one there. Hoops chasing it down. Hoops over the red line. Sidesteps one player, cut off by another Jacks player. Rodberg trying to hold it in. Jacks, red line, centering pass, couldn't hold on to it. Hoops over the red line, centering pass, hits Rodberg, couldn't hold on to it. Jacks up the boards, who's that? Hoops tries to slam it back in, knocked down by the Jacks. Bouncing puck. Jacks out of the zone, through the neutral zone. Good poke check by Hubbard, it looked like. It's Jahola, excuse me. Rails up the boards, knocked down by Jax. Dumps it right back in. That's intentional offside. It's probably a center ice face off. They go all the way down? Yeah. Oh, they are going all the way down. No. No. Yeah. I'm going to call that intentional offsides. iPhone 1. Jax to the neutral zone. Jehola chasing it down. Centering pass by the Jax somehow ends up in Colt's glove and holds onto it for a whistle.
You should get an iPad. Yes, you should get an iPad.
You guys should start a GoFundMe and get me an iPad.
Then maybe the replays will work.
Oh, getting razzed by the fans here. Talarico out with Elliott and Hoggeston. Jehola and Hubbard at D. Puck run around the boards. Jax get there first. Jax centering pass knocked down by Talarico. Centering pass by the Jax. Couldn't connect on it. Rails go off the glass. Jax with a hacky sack. Talarico picks it up. Talarico through the neutral zone. As Elliott breaks and shoots one just wide of the net. Jax fired up the boards. Body by Hubbard. Hubbard picks up the loose puck. Hubbard, nice play off the back boards of Hoops. Hoops up the boards of Talarico. Tips it to the neutral zone. Hoggeston picks it up. Hoggeston in the zone. Tries sidestepping. Great defensive play by the Jax. Jax back up the boards. O'Connell there to hold it in. Jax out of their own zone. Through the neutral zone. Dump it in deep. Cole tucks it behind his own net for Matthew. Matthew up the boards of Robert. Robert rink wide pass to Hoops. Hoops trying to tip it forward. Oh, good body by the Jax right in the neutral zone. Jax behind their own net. Tip it out to Dunbar. Dunbar swats it up to Matthew. Matthew met by a Jax right in the neutral zone, right to O'Connell. O'Connell in the zone, shot right on net off the blocker. Jax up the boards and back in the neutral zone, dump it in deep. Puck's in the corner. Jax get their first backhand towards the net. Colt knocks it away. Matthew at the boards of Robert. Robert gets a stick on it. Tipped up and out of play into the Rails bench. Matthew is centering Rodberg and Hoops. Jehola and Hubbard at D. Rodberg into the boards. Puck bouncing everywhere. Jax get it on the dot. Backhanded towards the net. Knocked away by Hubbard. Hubbard up to Rodberg. Rodberg tries going off the boards. Held in by the Jax. They throw it back in deep. Jax ringing around. Hoops chasing it down. Hoops puts it back in the corner. Jax player there. Puts it wide of the net. Trying to centering pass. Matthew walks away with it. Good turn by Matthew. Fires one off the glass. That's going to be an icing call. Rails get a line change. Talarico steps out with Elliott and Hoggeston. Hubbard and Jehola still at D. Oh, Borman. Not Talarico. Borman is centering Elliott and Hoggeston. Little change. Jehola. Puck first. Tries to hold the boards. Jax knock it down. Hubbard walks with it. Rink wide pass. Over to Hoggeston. Tips it up. Jax in their own zone. Back to the neutral zone. Good puck movement by the Jax. Top of the circle. Tries throwing a sauce pass. Couldn't connect on it. Puck bounced onto the blue and Hoggeston chasing it down. Rails can't clear. Right on the stick of a Jax player. Off the top of the paddle. Oh my gosh. Colt just knocked that one out of the air. That was going in. Great play by Colt. Elliott over the red line dumps it in deep. Oh my goodness, that was a great save. Jax behind their own net, up the boards. Looking for that rink wide pass. Centering pass, one-on-one with Dunbar. Jax coming down, great defensive play by Dunbar. Puck back on Dunbar's stick, he has some room. Up the boards to Elliott. Elliott through the neutral zone, coming down 1-on-4. Nice move by Elliott, puts it in the corner. Jax all the way around to Matthew. Matthew to the front of the net. Only Jax players there. Quick pass and they're out of the zone. Jax down 1-on-4. Good shutdown by the rails. Hubbard trying to go behind the net. Jax turn, fire one on the net. Colt shuts it down. Puck off the boards. Rodberg chasing it down. One Jax player. Rodberg cutting to the net. Backhands right to the goalie's chest. And Hoops is there. With the rebound to period. Put the rails up by 1. I did not think Nixon was doing a backhand on that one. Great follow-up by Hoops to bury that one. Let's take a look at the replay. Rodberg with the foot raise. Attacks the puck, backhand. Puck dribbling, just sitting in front of the net. Hoops doing a great job at crashing the net. Puts the rails up by 1. Matthew centering Hoops and Rodberg. O'Connell and Jahola at D. Rodberg gets the puck, dumps it in deep. Hoops crashing it hard on the near side. Jax ringing around, puck out front. Hoops picks it up. Hoops puts it back in the corner. Jax back up the boards, bouncing puck, centering pass. Bouncing puck, Jahola uses his hand to keep it in, but the Jax pick it up through the neutral zone. Jax with a sauce pass to the front. Rodberg picks it up. Off the boards, pass Hoops out to O'Connell trying to net. Jax intercepts, centering pass. Hoops puts it in. O'Connell, D back in the corner, mucking it up. Hoops in to help out. Hoops puts his guy in the glass. Puck out top to Matthew. Matthew fires one out the chest of the goalie out top for Dunbar. Dunbar fires one into the net, into the goalie's glove, holds onto it for a whistle. Playing good. Yeah. There's no wood in here. Tallarico out centering Borman, Augustin, Hubbard, and Dunbar at D. Tallarico wins the draw. Borman puts it in the corner. Jax turn, put it up the boards. Centering pass by the Jax, kicks it out of the zone to Dunbar. Dunbar centering pass to Borman. Borman leaves on the red line. Jax picking it up. Good body by Tallarico at the red line. Jax quick D to D. Oh, far side pass. Actually near side. Bounced over his stick, but that guy was going to be gone. Oh, lucky that thing bounced like that. Woo, that was a good pass. Forwards stay the same. Looks like Jahola and Hubbard at D. Puck sits on the dot. Jax get there first, flick it out of the zone. No! Oh, Jahola catches it with his feet outside the blue line there and calling offsides. Jax in the draw, quick D to D. Good play. Jax trying to go off the boards. Rails shut it down at the red line, dumping it in deep. Borman chasing it down there, calling icing. That's so close. Ah. Who's doing that game?
Jen Tallarico's doing it for us.
Oh yeah. Puck to the middle for the Jax. Rails swatted out into the neutral zone. Jax quick D to D. Tried dumping it in deep. Jahola there to pick it up. Jahola off the boards. Hogginson tips it out. Jax get there first off the boards. Tallarico swats it away. Jax trying to get it in deep. Hogginson intercepts. Hogginson from the top of the circle blasts one. Actually just inside the blue line. Off the goalie's blocker. Jax pick it up. Centering pass just outside the blue line. Hoops holding on to it. Hoops gets his pocket pick just outside the blue line. Hoops up the boards. Tallarico the hard work, puts it in the corner. Tallarico centering pass, no rails in sight. all the way out to the blue line. Jack's back the other way. Good. Oh, Rodberg's going to go down for tripping. Rodberg be tripping. Oh, Dunbar got it, not Rodberg. Dunbar be tripping. Not my angel. Yeah, it was Nixon for sure. 100%. Thanks, Westy. Oh my gosh. So Jack's going the first power play of the night. Rodberg and Hoops out as forwards for this penalty kill to start. O'Connell and Johola at D. Puck tap in the corner. Jack's walk away with it behind the net. Good tie up by O'Connell in the corner. Hoops in to help out. Jack's walk out with it. Jack's looking for a centering pass. Good shutdown by the rails. Jack's to the far corner. Back out to the top. Far side for the Jacks. Back behind the net. Looking for that centering pass. Good shutdown by O'Connell. I agree. Right to the middle for the Jacks. Jacks fire one. Oh, a missile over the net. Bounces out front. Jacks couldn't get the rebound. Rodberg chips it up and out. And I think the net's off. The rail's going to change the people up. Matthew steps out with Elliott at forward. Joel and Hubbard at D. We got a minute 18 left in the Jacks power play. Matthew wins it into the corner. Johola puts it out front. Holy smokes. Hubbard picks it up to Matthew. Matthew over the red line. Fires one from just inside the red line. On net into the glove. The goalie's going to hold on to it for a whistle. Matthew wins it towards the net, shoots it just wide. Out to the blue line, out to Hubbard. Puck trickles past Hubbard. He's back in his own zone behind his own net. Hubbard fires one off the boards, bouncing puck. They gonna call that an icing? No, they're not gonna call it an icing. I don't think they touched it. Jacks behind their own net. Quick pass up the boards. Looking for that rink wide pass. Bounces over his stick again. Jacks couldn't get it in. Second attempt. Oh, bounces right on his stick. Jacks right out front. Fires one wide of the net. Hubbard throws it up the boards. Elliott in to help out. In the ref skates. Puck dribbling. Jacks back with control of the puck. Jacks quick D to D. Fired around. 15 seconds left in the power play for the Jacks. On the sideboards. Back up top. D to D pass. Quick shot. Deflected wide by Colt. 5 seconds left. Hubbard tries to go up the boards. Jacks hold it in. Elliott tips it up to Matthew. Matthew over the red line dumps it in deep, and the rails are at full strength. Jacks deep in their own zone. Quick pass right up the middle. Rails going for a line change. Jacks coming in unattested. Oh, great back check by, is that Borman? Great play. Matthew across the blue line, cuts it through the middle. Matthew, rink wide pass to Dunbar. Dunbar top of the circle, puts one on net, hits a skate and goes wide. Jack's ringing around the boards. O'Connell back in the zone. Up top for Borman. Borman towards the net, tipped. Oh, right on net, wasn't tipped. Jack's in the corner, fired off the glass. Out to the neutral zone for Dunbar. Dunbar back to Hoggeston. Hoggeston goes up the middle, knocked down by the Jacks player. Tallarico goes rink wide to Dunbar, Johola, excuse me. Johola spins out of one, gets tied up by the Jacks, rings it around the boards. Gotta win the race, boys, gotta win the race. Out top of the Jacks, tipped by O'Connell, almost went towards the net, into the corner. Jacks back up top for the D. Good body by the rails. Hoggeston clears the zone. Jacks D to D in the neutral zone, dumping in deep. Opposite skate of Johola into the corner. Johola up the boards. Clears the zone, not hard enough for icing. Jack's picking up right back up the boards into the skates of Jahola. Holy smokes, just crushed the ref. He's not happy. Shot from the blue line by the Jacks. Colt's going to hold on to it for a whistle. 43 seconds left in the period. See him just hit that ref. The ref just like shook his head. He's like, oh gosh. No. You want me to be? Matthew out with Hoops and Rodberg. Jahola and Hubbard at D. Matthew wins it to the corner for Hubbard. Hubbard rings it around. Rodberg get there first. Rodberg tries centering pass, throws it behind Hoops. Jackson in their own zone. Quick D to D. Rink wide pass by the Jacks. Matthew intercepts. Matthew in the zone. Matthew rink wide over to the Jacks player. Jacks sidesteps one player. Hoops. Good second effort. Hoops puts it to the boards. Hoops trying to go up the boards. Jacks intercept. Throw rink wide to Hubbard. Hubbard over the red line. Dumps it on net. Jacks goalie puts it in the corner. Jacks behind the net. Hubbard in to muck it up. Rodberg puts it out front. Matthew there. Matthew fires one and buries it with 0.8 seconds left in the period. Oh, Rodberg finds a loose puck, dumps it out front. Matthew finds the back of the net, puts the rails up 2-0 with 0.8 seconds left. Holy smokes. Let's see if that one worked. Dumped on net, but I think it went back too far. We're not going to find it. Hubbard ties him up. Oh, it didn't show it. You can go back and watch it. Good forecheck. And that'll do it for the first period. Rails come out 2-0 in the first. Oh, that's Hoops on there? That was Nixon. My bad. Hoops got the assist on that. Good forecheck. Hoops gets the puck behind the net and dumps it out to Matthew, buries it. All right, after watching the footage, that was Rodberg to Matthew for that goal. All right, start of the second, Rails lead 2-0. Also leading the shot clock 14-6. Starting off the second period for the Rails, we're going to have Talarico centering Elliott and Borman. Dunbar and O'Connell at D. Clean draw by Talarico back to Dunbar. Dunbar flicks it up the glass. Ends up on a jack stick. Elliott shuts it down, dumps it in deep. All the way around to the far side. Good tie-up by Borman. Talarico looking for a centering pass. He gets knocked out the puck. Puck dribbles out to O'Connell. Back to Talarico at the top of the circles. Talarico around the top, puts him towards the net, right to the goalie's glove, couldn't hold on to it. Almost got his own rebound, back to Dunbar at the top. Dunbar towards the net, knocked down by the Jacks. Dunbar steps again, puts it in Tallarico knocks out there with his hand, but couldn't hold the zone. DDD pass by Dunbar to O'Connell. O'Connell tries to go up the boards. Tallarico up to Borman, right at the red line. Borman swats it in. And the Cloquet goalie drops a glove on it for a whistle. Matthew out with Hoops and Rodberg. Joel and Hubbard at D. Puck on the dot. Matthew wins it back to Hubbard. Hubbard to Hoops out front. Hoops couldn't get a shot off, knocked into the corner. Hoops takes his guy into the corner. Matthew in to help out. Matthew chasing around the net. Jacks out to the middle. Just outside the blue line. Matthew picks it up, turns, fires it back in. Rodberg again, Hoops both crashing. Hoops gets there, gets a stick on it. Puck dribbles out, right into the Jack's wing. Jack's centering pass, knocked away by Matthew. Good poke check. Rodberg to Matthew. Matthew fires one into the chest of the goalie, holds on to it. Hoops going to take the draw. Matthew over to the boards. Hoops won it over. Puck dribbles in the corner. Hoops tied up. Hoops crashing in. Hoops gets taken down. Puck dribbles up the boards to Hubbard. Hubbard steps, shoots, blasts one into the glass. Up the boards. Off the stick of Jehola. Jacks down one-on-one. Good hip check by Hubbard. Tracked him down. Nice. Jacks behind the net. Good poke check by Matthew. Matthew goes off the glass. Not going to be hard enough for icing. Got to go for it, boys. Hoops crashing in hard. The goalie's going to cover it. Oh, last second, goalie comes out and drops a glove on it. Oh, that's way after the whistle. Nothing? Really? That's allowed? Harry Potter would have called that. No way. Tallarico out centering Haugesson and Borman. Haugesson and Elliott, excuse me. Dunbar O'Connell at D. Puck back to Dunbar. Dunbar towards the net. Bouncing puck underneath the goalie's arm behind the net. Jack's fired up the boards. Out to the neutral zone. O'Connell picks it up. O'Connell flicks it. Up to Tallarico. Tallarico over to Haugesson. Both of them chasing it down. Tallarico to Haugesson in the corner. Haugesson tries centering pass, hits a Jack's player right on the stick. Puck dribbles out to the neutral zone for Dunbar to O'Connell. O'Connell tries centering pass, knocked down by the Jacks. Jacks dumping in deep. O'Connell rings it around. Elliott there to knock it down. Elliott over the red line. Elliott trying to cut back to the middle. Good defensive play. Elliott with a shot. Big save by the Jacks goalie. Elliott back in the corner for Haugesson. Trying to centering pass to Tallarico. Tipped out by the Lumberjacks into the neutral zone. Dunbar to O'Connell. O'Connell tried dumping in deep. Shut down at the blue line by the Jacks. Same with Tallarico. Jacks back to the way out the skate. Dunbar holds it in. Jacks dumping in deep. O'Connell back in the corner to pick it up. Got time and room. Throws it up to Tallarico. Tallarico tips it. Jacks end up with it off the boards, quick out of the zone. Off the skates of Hoops, right on the stick of the Lumberjacks player. Great back check by Hoops. Puck at the top of the circles, fires one off the blocker of Colt. Jacks in the corner trying to work it out. Puck sitting right on the post. Oh my goodness. Oh, that thing was sitting right on the post. That was a tap in. Yeah. Good job by the rails tying up there because that puck was sitting right on the doorstep. Matthew out with Hoops and Rodberg. Jehola and Hubbard at D. Puck back to the Jacks, out to the blue line. Fires one wide of the net. Jacks dump it back in deep. Matthew ties up his guy, Jehola, in to help out. Puck dribbles up. Matthew trying to get a stick on it. Matthew walks away with it. Matthew tries passing out of the zone, hits a skate. Rodberg back to Matthew. Matthew across the middle off of a jack skate. Jahola across the blue line waiting for him to get onside. Jahola puts him towards the net, puts it wide. Jack's firing around the far side of the net and then back to the near side. Centering pass by Jax, intercepted by Matthew. Jack's player gets a stick on it, shuts down Matthew. Hubbard trying to dump it in deep. Jax walk away with it, and that's going to be an icing call on the Jacks. Holy smokes, back and forth. It's like Borman is out centering Elliott and Hoggeston. Dunbar and O'Connell at D. Puck on the dot. Borman trying to get at it. Puck just sitting in the circle. Jack's in the corner. Jack's up the boards, tip it. Intercepted by Hoggeston briefly. Back on the Jack stick. Good back check by Borman. Elliott picks it up. Elliott out of the zone, getting pestered by a Jacks player. Jacks put it back in the neutral zone. Borman tried dumping it in deep. He got shut down. Jacks the other way. Dunbar with a nice step. Jacks will pick it up. Top of the circles down into the corner. Jacks backhanded out to the top. No D there. Jacks forced to regroup. Jacks another quick D to D. Rink wide pass. Elliott chasing it down. Jacks ran the red line, dumping in deep. Dunbar chasing it. Dunbar by himself throws it up to Hoggeston on the near blue line. Hoggeston throws it in deep, and they call it offsides. Who's offsides on that? Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Matthew Owens, Rodberg and hoops. Jahola and Hubbard at D. Matthew wins it forward into the far corner. Jack's chasing down, hoops right there. Rodberg on the boards picks it up. Rodberg trying to make a pass. Swung it and missed. Jack's out of the zone. Jack's in the neutral zone. Good play by Jahola. Picks him off to the boards. Hoops picks it up to Rodberg. Rodberg off the boards. Matthew trying to do something. Jack's guy just tying it up on the boards. Huh? No. Running around the hoops. Jacks get there first on the stick of Hubbard. Oh, that was going to be a big hit. Hubbard up the boards, goes up to the Jacks D, shot towards the net just in the far near corner. Jacks trying to dump it back in deep. Matthew trying to fling it out, knocked down by the Jacks by the hand. Oh, tipped out front, Jacks behind the net. Back out to the point for the Jacks, kicks it in. I think he plays soccer in the off seasons. Up the boards, hoops can't get there in time. Jacks towards the net, just wide. Jacks tip it up. Matthew there to pick it up. Matthew throws it up to Rodberg. Rodberg at the red line. Rodberg coming out 2-on-2 with hoops. Rodberg fires one into the glove of the goalie, who holds onto it for a whistle. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it.
There's head softball.
You already done?
Yeah.
Oh, that was at 8:30.
No, 7 to 9. So we left at like 8:30. 8:40.
Tallarico out with Borman and Hoggeston, Dunbar and O'Connell at D. Puck at the dot. That'd be awesome. That's commitment. Borman in the corner. Puck knocked off his stick. Two Jacks players, one rail. Jacks quick up the boards. Jacks neutral zone for Dunbar, shuts it down. Hoggeston tries going centering pass to Tallarico. Knocked down by the Jacks. Puck is just bouncing all over the neutral zone today. Jacks get control of the puck, tip it out of the zone, or out of the rink actually. Puck ran the dot. Jacks get it in. Oh, sidestep Tallarico. Jacks out front, off the blocker of Colt, into the corner for Tallarico. O'Connell off the glass. That's going to be soft tonight, not for an icing. Borman chasing it down. Jacks get there first, up the boards, and up and out of play. That's play number 4. Get the puck, flick it out of the zone. Oh yeah, right. Only if I sound like Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, that's
O'Connell and Dunbar at D. Matthew wins the draw. Quick power turn to the boards. Matthew looking for an outlet. Matthew tries to go to the boards. Jackson up top to O'Connell. O'Connell from the blue line fires one. Big rebound. Jacks pick it up. Rodberg knocks it away. Jacks go back to their D. Rink wide pass. Another rink wide pass knocked down by Matthew. Jacks picking up the red line, trying to gain control of the zone. Puck just dribbling at the blue line, shot wide by the Jacks. Jacks in the corner on the dot. Rink wide pass. Rodberg intercepts. Rodberg coming down 2-on-2 with the hoops. Rodberg taking it wide. Rodberg tries to get the hoops, knocked down by the Jacks defenseman. Rodberg back at the puck. He is tied up. Jacks player is down in the corner. He's not feeling good, it looks like. Yeah, they're going to blow the whistle for that one. Who hit him, Hoops? Oh, Stacy's watching 4 games at once, split screen. She's checking out the Bantams in Zimbabwe in case they ever come to the States to play us. Should be a face-off in the zone, right? Yeah. What's the score of that game? Huh?
4-0 on.
What time did it start at? Up top for Johola. Johola's shot hits the stick of the Jacks. Johola holds it in. Oh, one-handed on his knees. Johola, top of the circle, fires one off of the leg pad of the Jacks goalie. Jacks pick up the loose puck. Talarico there to shut it down, puts it back in the zone. Jacks ringing around. Elliott should get there first. Elliott, top of the circles, puts one wide of the net. Jacks out of the zone, looking for that rink-wide pass. Shut down by Johola, but they're going to call offsides on the Jacks. Oh, I figured because Nixon was tied up. Puck dribbles over to Johola. Johola swats at it. Jacks playing around Johola. Rink wide pass. Big save by Cole. Slides across the crease. Back up top of the Jacks. Defenseman takes a shot. Hits the stick of Elliott. Up and out of play for a whistle. Matthew out with Rodberg and Hoops. Hubbard and Johola at D. 6-0? Who? Nice. Puck up top. Rodberg ties up. Puck on Rodberg's stick. Puts out in the neutral zone. And that's going to be an offsides call on the Jacks. 6-0? What was the score yesterday? Is this their A team or their B team? But they don't have Bs. I mean, they don't have an A team technically, right? Oh, yeah. Gotcha. O'Connell gets tied up in the corner. Puck dribble low. Jacks right in the slot. Tried a one-timer. Couldn't connect on it. Matthew picks it up. Matthew trying to go up the boards. Hits the skate of the Jacks player. Jacks in the corner. Jacks back in the corner. Dunbar mucking it up. Back to O'Connell. Matthew picks up the loose puck. Matthew to Hoops, center ice. Hoops coming down 2-on-2 with Rodberg. Rodberg missed it. Matthew there to pick it up. Matthew shot from the top of the circles into the glove of the Jacks goalie who holds onto it. Punches?
He's punching him.
Oh my gosh.
He's punching him.
No pen. Oh, you got a penalty. Oh my God! Watching the Proctor Bees play Superior, haymakers getting thrown in that game. You get a second, go check out Jen Tallarico's feed. It's like an MMA fight. Matthew wins it forward. Gets tied up, puck in the corner. Robert trying to get there. Robert puts his guy in the glass. Jacks up the boards, out of the zone. Centering pass. Puck dribbles into Colt. Colt drops a glove on it. Came to an MMA fight and a hockey game broke out.
He got knocked out or Bacon. I'm waiting to see if they kick him out.
He
Give us a penalty?
He was wailing on him. Oh my gosh. Puck on the dot. Johola, loose puck, just fires it down the ice for an icing.
So far, we're the only ones in the box.
No way. That guy was wailing on him. Puck on the dot. Robert again. Right out front. Point blank shot. Colt shuts it down. Looks like Rail's getting a line change. Tallarico out centering Borman and Hoggeston. Hubbard and Dunbar at D. Quick whistle before the puck dropped. Elliott steps in for Tallarico. Jacks win the draw, too clean, out of the zone. Jacks on their own blue line. Fan on a pass. Elliott intercepts. Elliott coming in 3-on-1. Elliott buries one. Oh, excuse me, didn't bury it. Blasts one straight off the post. Jacks, rink wide pass. Coming out 1-on-1. Jacks taking a wide, hard shot. Colt shuts down the post. Back up top for the Jacks. Fired in the near corner. Jacks holding it at the blue line. Fired in deep. Jacks behind the net, out of the corner. Good job by Hubbard, intercepts. Hubbard over the red line. Hubbard takes a shot wide in the corner. Elliott tying up on the blue line. Jacks tip it out to the neutral zone. Jacks the other way, 1-on-1 with Dunbar. Dunbar loses an edge. Jacks take a missile of a shot. That's too many men! That's for sure too many men. Yeah. Misfortunate play by the Jacks. He fires one, misses the net while they were changing. Hits a guy coming on the ice. They're going to get too many men on an offshoot that he missed the net. Oh my goodness, they were changing lines. It touched them. That's why I hate that call. Like, it was a good line change and they're all standing there, but guys jumped on, they didn't get off yet. Yeah, it's just like a poor timing, shouldn't have happened. Oh my gosh, so the Rails on their first power play of the day, Jacks go to the box, too many men. We have Tallarico centering Rodberg and Hoops, Elliott Matthew at the point. Tallarico wins a draw back to Matthew. Matthew backhands it over to Elliott. Elliott at the dot, fires one. Oh! Someone was crashing in. Matthew at the top, shot towards the net, tip just wide off the goalie. Tallarico to Elliott. Elliott takes a swat at it. Elliott tied on the boards, Hoops in to help out. Matthew picks up the loose puck. Matthew rink wide to Rodberg. Rodberg top of the circle, fires one, hits a stick. Goalie couldn't cover it, and Hoops buries it. Rails go up 3-0. Rodberg with a shot. Jack's goalie couldn't cover it, sitting right behind him. Hoops sneaks in, taps it in for the goal. I don't think this replay is going to work again. We'll try it out though. Elliott holds it in, tied up on the boards. Hoops in to help out. Matthew slides it to Rodberg, and that's going to be another replay. Lame. So Matthew always centering Rodberg and Hoops after that power play goal. Jahol and Hubbard at D. Rodberg at the red line. Rodberg dumps it in deep. What? Didn't Hoops score that from Rodberg? How are these refs calling this? So they called Tallarico from Hoops, but it was Hoops from Rodberg. It is what it is. Matthew rink wide to Hoops. Hoops bounces over Rodberg's stick. Cloquet up the middle. Jacks over the blue line. Toe drag. Knocked away by Hubbard. Point blank shot. Wide of the net. Off the backboards. Colt drops the glove on it as it dribbles out. Yeah, they said Tallarico scored. Hoops tapped that in, right?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, it's not even close. Yeah, I'd say. Jacks win the draw. Top of the circles. Hits a stick wide of the net. Good tie up by Hubbard behind the net. Jahola rings it around. Elliott chasing it down. Jacks get there first. Puck in the corner. 4 players mucking it up. Puck dribbles up. Elliott couldn't get a stick on it. Shot from the top of the Jacks. Colt draws it back in and puts a glove on it. Good Texan coming in from home. Jacks at the top. Dunbar with the puck. Knocked off his stick. Jacks on the hash mark. Tallarico behind his own net. Tallarico up the boards to Haugeston. Haugeston tried tipping it out. Shut down by the Jacks. Jacks top of the circle. Crashing towards the net. Shot dribbled wide of the net. Uh-oh. Haugeston's getting a penalty. Interference or what? Augustin's going to the box for cross-checking. Jacks go on their second power play of the day. That could have been interference or cross-checking behind the play. Start off this penalty kill. Matthew and Rodberg will be out with... How are we doing this? Hold on. Rodberg and Hoops. Matthew and Hubbard at D. Rodberg tried to win it to himself, goes up top for the Jacks. Rodberg intercepts, tried to clear it. Jack shut it down right at the blue line. Rodberg over to Hoops. Hoops over the red line. Tips up to Rodberg. Rodberg sidesteps one player. Whoa, he went back for the extra move. Got shut down. Jacks on the far side. Jacks with a rink wide pass to the neutral zone. Pumps the brakes, trying to set their offense here. Jacks across the top. Back to the top of the circle. Good tie-up by Hubbard. Rodberg in to help out. Rodberg tips it out, but Jacks get there first. Top of the slot. Fires one. Oh, it's a stick. Goes wide of the net. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, that's a... How is that not a... Oh, my God. Oh, Matthew picks it up. Tries to tip it up to Rodberg. Not going to be an icing call. Soft enough. Jacks around the net. Jacks control the puck in their own zone. 1 minute left in the power play for the Jacks. Jacks over the blue line, far side. Shot. Oh, buries one. Blocker side on Colt. Jacks with a power play goal. Puts the score within 3-1. How is that? The ref was looking at it. Yeah. Holy smokes. Big power play goal by the Jacks in the last 2 minutes of the second period. Score 3-1. Tallarico out centering Augustin and Elliott. Dunbar and Jahola at D. Tallarico wins a drawback to Jahola. Jahola up the boards to Elliott. Elliott tried centering pass, knocked down by the Jacks. Intercepted by Bryce and Elliott right at the red line. Elliott into the zone. Elliott trying to cut back to the front of the net. Good save by the Jacks goalie. Augustin in the corner, throws it out to the middle. Jahola fires one, kick saved by the Jacks goalie into the corner. Puck back behind the net. Augustin got to go. Augustin with a tie up in the corner. Jacks trying to go up the boards. Tallarico throws it up to Dunbar. Dunbar towards the net, into the glove of the Jacks goalie, holds on to it. 44 seconds left. What's up, Jake from State Farm? Khakis. That was the goal that beat Proctor when Hermantown played him, that far, low, hard blocker side. Oh, Jack's on the draw, and they're through the neutral zone, 2-on-2, got a back check. Jack's top of the circles, fires one off the chest of Colt, up to Hoggeston. Hoggeston tips it up to Tallarico, over to Elliott, bouncing puck. Elliott gets it in deep. Jack's on the net, Tallarico, fires one off the back of the net. Jack's back the other way. Jahola with a good step in the red line. That's a hands in the face. Jahola puts it out of the zone. That'll be an offsides. 13 seconds left in the period. Both teams trying to put one away before the horn blows. Matthew with Roderick and hoops. Jahola and Hubbard at D. Back to Hubbard. Hubbard over his own blue line, trying to hit Rodberg, too far in front of him. I think he got tipped. Jack's D to D. Jack's out of the zone. Matthew picks it up. Matthew gets his pocket pick center ice, but that'll do it for the second period. Rails go to the locker room with a 3-1 lead. Hopefully they continue this into the third period. Be back in 15. All right, trying to clean my fingers off from eating popcorn. Robert, for some reason, was centering hoops in Hoggeston. Dunbar Matthew at D. What's going on here? Someone get hurt? Is O'Connell hurt? Puck dribbles all front. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the players here. O'Connell is not on the bench, and Matthew's playing D. So Robert centering Hoggeston and hoops. Matthew and Dunbar at D. Robert wins it forward. Robert behind the net. Robert looking for a centering pass. Robert fires one from the goal line, hits the far glass, out top of Dunbar. Dunbar puts it towards the front, swat away by a Jacks player. Hoops, top of the circle up to Roderick. Roderick across the middle. Roderick backhands one into the pads of the goalie, holds onto it for a whistle. I don't know what's going on right now. You think so? I don't know. Yeah, nothing happened, did it? They're behind the net right now. They're behind the net. Oh, O'Connell's back. All right. Talarico tries to win it back to Matthew. Matthew, the blue line, backhands it in. Borman dumps it in deep. Jack's chasing it down. Jack's quick up the boards. Jack's looking for that centering pass out to the middle for Matthew. Matthew off the boards in front of Talarico. Jack's deep picks it up into the zone, dumps it in deep. Matthew chasing it down. Matthew tries tipping it up to Elliott, knocked down by the Jacks. Forechecker, float pass out front, sauce pass, you say. Rails clear into the Jack zone. Jacks up the boards, tipped by the Jacks, deep into the rail zone. Matthew back to pick it up behind his own net. Matthew fires it around the boards. Jacks deep, slaps it back in deep. Matthew chasing it down. Matthew sidesteps one player, rink wide pass. No one there, but clears the zone. Hoops almost got a stick on it. Jahola steps up. Jahola at the red line. Shallow into the Jack zone. Jack's all the way down for an icing call. I still don't understand what's going on. So O'Connell's back. Matthews walking down the bench. Nope, staying at D. Roderick go with hoops and Hoggeston. Hubbard and Jahola at D. Roderick to hoops. Hoops across the top of the circles. Couldn't hold on to it. Jacks clear the zone to Hubbard. Hubbard centering pass. Oh, in between everybody. It's going to be an icing call. Tried hitting hoops, breaking him in. Maybe Rodberg just couldn't hit him. Rodberg in the corner for Hubbard. Hubbard gets tied up. Rodberg in to help out. Puck kicks out to Rodberg. Rodberg pumps the brakes back into the corner. Hoops fired around the boards. Hoggeston there to pick it up. Hoggeston tries centering pass. That's going to be another icing call. Let's connect on one of those. Go for a breakaway. Jacks win the draw. Top of the circles. Backhanded. Defenseman couldn't hold it in. Jacks on the red line. Quick D to D. Rink wide pass. Robert trying to get there. Knocked away. Offside on the Jacks. A lot of whistles here in the last 10 seconds. Huh? Yeah, why? I don't understand. Talarico out with Elliott and Borman. Talarico to Borman. Borman outside the blue line, dumps it in deep. Borman in for a forecheck. Jack's ringing up the boards. Talarico there to shut it down. Talarico puts it back in deep. Jack's deep behind the net, rings it up the boards. Elliott knocks it away. Jack's, it was a centering pass by Elliott. Good play by Jahola. Stays right at the blue line, waiting for everyone to get on the side, then dumps it in deep. Jack's up the boards again. Jack's ringing around the far side. It's a weird play. And then ringing around again. What is going on right here? This is weird. Also neutral zone for Hubbard. Hubbard tips up to Elliott. Elliott to Tellerico. I thought he was going to pass Tellerico. Elliott dumps it in deep to the far side. Tellerico stops it, puts it behind the net. Elliott tips it out to the dot. Thought Tellerico's going to pick it up. Jacks get there first. Jacks up the boards. Can't break it out. Rail's doing a good job forechecking here. Jacks behind their own net. Off the boards. Stopped by Elliott. Held in by Borman to Tellerico. Tellerico across the middle. Leaves it for Borman. Borman fires one off of a stick. Goes wide of the net. Elliott picks up the puck out front for Tellerico. Gets a shot to Jehola. Or Matthew. Matthew fires one up. The goalie's blocker over the net. Off the glass. Bounces back out front. And the Jacks goalie jumps on it for a whistle. Whew. Good chances there. Rodberg out with Hoops. Augustin, Matthew, and Dunbar at D. Puck went over to Hoops. Hoops puts it up top for Matthew. Matthew puts it back in the corner right by Rodberg. Rodberg chasing it down. Jacks get there first. Quick up the boards. Knocked down by Augustin and Hoops. Through Dunbar's legs behind the net for Matthew. Matthew up the boards. Augustin gets there first. Augustin has Hoops come across the middle. Augustin over the red line. Augustin tries a toe drag. Puck comes to the near side. Hoops trying to get it in deep. He hits Augustin. Augustin can't get it to the middle. It's shut down by 3 Jacks players. Dunbar holds it at the blue line. Hoops tips it just wide of the net. Puck bounces out. Robert back to Hoops. Or Augustin, excuse me. Off Dunbar's skate out to the neutral zone for Matthew to pick up. Matthew hits Rodberg. Holds it out of the zone. No offsides. Hits the ref. Hoops there to pick it up. Hoops gets put into the boards by 2 Jacks players. Rodberg poke checks it away. Puck just dribbling right by the blue line of the Jacks zone. Oh, Hoops and a Jacks player mucking it up. They're not calling anything there either. You didn't see that? They both should have went to the box on that one. Both of them behind the play mucking it up. Ref's got his hand in his pocket. I think he's got a sore shoulder. He doesn't want to raise it up. Tellerico with Borman and Elliott. Elliott breaks through. Elliott on the dot, backhands it to the front, knocked away by the Jacks. Jacks put it back in the corner. Hubbard there, steps, shot, tipped wide of the net into the far corner. Jacks pick it up, fired all the way down the ice for an icing call. Popcorn's not as good without cheese sauce. I'll tell you that right now. Tellerico wins the drawback. Jehola cutting across the middle, puts it back in the corner. Good play. Jacks ringing up the boards. Out of the reach. Oh, I thought he went by the Jacks player. He shut it down. Elliott intercepts neutral zone. Borman dumps it back in deep. Borman flying into the zone looking for the loose puck. Borman centering pass. Hits a Jacks player right in front of the net. It'd be nice if it was a Rails player. Jacks put it back in the corner. Far side, Borman's there to pick it up. Borman tried to go up the boards, shut down by the Jacks forward. Elliott up top to Jehola. Puck sitting on the blue line. I'm going to call that one outside. Just trickled out. What did you clap for that for? Offsides? Who is in? Out? Oh, really? Uh-oh. Ooh. And what for? Tellerico, Borman and Elliott, Matthew and Dunbar at D. Puck on the dot. Tellerico dumps it in deep. Jacks behind their own net. Ringing up the boards. Dunbar, oh, he's going to step up. He could have had that one. Jacks up the boards. Matthew steps over to help out. Matthew goes off the glass. Jacks shut it down with his hand. Elliott got a step on him. Elliott coming down 2-on-1, dumps it in the zone. Elliott tips it forward. Puck just sitting there. Borman trying to get it up to someone. Jacks out of the zone coming down 1-on-2. Jacks with a shot from the top. Off the stick of Dunbar up and on a play. Robert out with Hoops and Augustin. Matthew Dunbar still at D. Roderick wins the draw over to Matthew. Matthew fires it around the boards. A little too hard. It's going to be an icing call. Try that one again. Puck on the dot, hoops through the middle. Jack's in the low circle, backhand towards the net, flipped up, and Colt swipes it out of the air with his glove and holds on to it. Woo! Puck back to Matthew, onto the dot, back into the corner. Jacks get there first, Robert ties up. Matthew picks up the loose puck. Matthew off the boards. Trying to hit hoops, ends up on the Jack's defenseman's stick. Jack spin off one off the glass. Robert takes a swat at it. Hoops back with the puck. Hoops through the neutral zone. Hoops top of the circle. Tries cutting back to the middle. Good defensive play by the Jack's defenseman. Dunbar takes a swat at it, misses. Robert rink wide pass to Hoops. Hoops dumps it back in deep. The far side, Haugeston crashing in. Haugeston centering pass. Off to everyone's skates. Jack's in the corner by themselves. Throw a sauce out to the neutral zone. Matthew picks it up in his own corner. Matthew picks it up, loses it behind his own net, pumps the brakes, back into the corner Matthew goes. Matthew pocket pick behind the net, Jack centering pass, tried a one-timer, stopped with his skate, gets a shot off, but deflected up to the upper netting. Face off in the rail zone. Rails get a line change. Talarico with Borman and Elliott. Hubbard and Jahola at D. Jack's clean draw back to the top of the circles. 9-iron shot over the net into the glass. Talarico puts up the boards for Borman. Borman tips it up, kicked in by the Jacks defenseman again. Pele. Talarico in his own corner, rink wide pass to Elliott. Elliott tips it out. Jacks put it back in the zone for an offsides call. Talarico, clean draw back to Jahola. Jahola off the boards, hits Borman, bounce over Borman's stick. Borman on the red line, trying to get it in deep, puts it in shallow off the Jack stick. Elliott chased it down. Jacks tip it out right on the blue line. Talarico caught up in the neutral zone. It's a pile up. Gonna crash on the interstate. Jacks somehow walk away with it over the red line. Who was that? Is that Talarico? Oh no. Up the boards. Oh boy, ref missed another one. Talarico killed someone. Rails dump it in deep. Puck sitting on the hash. Jacks fired up. Oh, hits the Jacks player skate right inside the blue line. Borman with the puck is taken off of his feet. This game's gonna get out of hand quick here. Hubbard shot from outside the blue line over the net. Hoops crashing in hard. Hoops into the corner. Hoops tries a centering pass to Haugeston. Haugeston knocked off his feet in the slot. Jacks back to the lane, one-on-one with Hubbard. Or Jahola. Jacks with a shot into the chest of Colt. Haugeston couldn't clear, back up top of the Jacks. Jacks fire one off the shin pad of Hoops. Hoops chips it out. Robert crashing in. Jacks put a rink-wide pass to no one. Robert trying to get there first with a stick lift. Robert gets it. Robert up the boards. Robert still with the puck. Robert centering pass. Jacks put it behind the net. Puck bouncing out front. Matthew off the boards hits Borman in the face. And the Jacks dump all the way down for an icing call. This game is going to get... They got to start calling some of these hits. Ooh. They don't start calling some of this though, it's going to get brutal.
That was not okay.
No, you gotta...
I don't think he was actually looking at
He never is. That's the thing, this ref's never looking.
But
The thing is, on ones like that, the other ones can call it.
call it if it's that.
100%, yeah. Talarico with Borman and Elliott, Matthew and Dunbar at D. He should be. I mean,
Yeah, ours would be.
I would be if I was coaching.
I think you do it now, but
Who is that one over there?
I can tell you after.
Oh, Tallarico breaks his stick off the draw. That's an expensive face-off. Puck bouncing up top. Matthew just outside the zone, puts it off the boards. Elliott there to pick it up, throws it back in deep. Puck on the far side, Robert crashing in. Jacks go behind the net, D to D. Rink wide pass, knocked out of the air by Rodberg. Dunbar steps up, Rodberg picks up the loose puck. Rodberg to Matthew. Matthew off the boards. To Borman. Borman leaves it just outside. What the? Yeah, this is what I mean. This is going to get bad. Matthew behind his own net. One Jacks player. Throws it up the boards. Clears the zone. Matthew tries to follow it up. Jacks stepping inside the blue line. Fire one off the leg pad of Colt into the boards. Robert brings it around to the far side. Puck behind the net. Dunbar and Matthew tied up. Jacks bottom of the circle. Fire one off the glove of Colt. Puck right through the slot. Jacks couldn't connect on that one. Matthew throws it up and off the glass into the players' boxes for a whistle. Holy smokes. Someone's going to get their head taken off, and it's going to be a bad hit. They have let too much stuff go this game on both sides. The kids are feeling too confident with what they can do. Gotta call a tighter game than that. Robert out. Hoops and Augustin. Robert brings it around the far side, near side. Hoops chasing it down. Oh, Hoops almost had a step on him. Couldn't get it. Jacks, D to D. Quick up the boards. Jacks over the red line. Jacks over the blue line. Dump it in deep. Hubbard chasing it down. Jahola picks it up. Jahola off the boards. Quick. Oh, that's a weird bounce. Hit the bottom of the glass right by the boards. Took a weird bounce all the way down for icing. Oh, Robert over to Hubbard. Hubbard over to Augustin. Augustin to Hoops. Hoops out of the zone over the red line. Hoops tried to hit centering pass to Rodberg. Knocked down by the Jacks. Out to Hubbard. Hubbard to Jahola. And Jahola skates. Jahola up the boards to Hoops. Out of his reach. Ends up on the Jacks defenseman. At the blue line. Tip it in deep. Jahola out of his own circle. Put it up the boards. Kicked again by the Jacks defenseman. He's got to be a hacky sack pro. Uses his feet for everything. Colt catches it with his glove, holds onto it, waiting for the whistle. Tallarico out centering Elliott and Borman, Matthew and Dunbar at D. Jacks win the draw, top of the circle, chip one over the net, puck dribbling up the boards. Jacks defender gets there first. Puck still tied up in the corner. Jacks walk out with it, try to hit their D, clear it out to the neutral zone. Borman chasing it down. Borman with a good body. Borman leaves it for Tallarico. Tallarico couldn't hold on to it at the top of the circles. Jacks back behind their own net. Elliott tried to intercept. Jacks up the boards. Jacks coming down 2-on-2. Jacks into the zone, taking it wide. Centering pass. Backhand off the crossbar, up and out of play. Oh my gosh. Good play by the Jacks. Takes a backhand, hits the crossbar, goes up and out of play for a whistle. Holy smokes. What do we got right now? Tallarico out with Elliott and Hoops. Jahola and Hubbard at D. Draw back to Jahola. Jahola fires around the boards. No one tried for it. They're going to call it icing. Saw that. Puck back to the top of the Jacks. Shot out top of the circle. Over the net. Tallarico flings it up the glass. They're not playing it. There we go. No icing call on that one. Jacks side of the play. They called no icing. Hoops crashing in for the forecheck. Jacks quick up the boards through the neutral zone. Hubbard steps up. Hubbard gets there, puts it up the boards. Hoops dumps it in deep. Jacks up the boards, centering pass by the Jacks. Jacks out of the zone. Jacks with a short pass to the neutral zone. Still have it, top of the circles. Jacks shot into pads of hoops. Jacks with another shot wide of the net. Elliott chasing it down. Elliott clears the zone. Not hard enough for icing. Varel's going to get a line change. Jacks throw a rink wide shot. Out of the reach of Jahola. No icing call. Jahola throws it right back up the boards. Robert tries a stick lift. Jacks dump it back in deep. Jahola off the glass. Jacks there to knock it down. Jacks fired out of their zone. Hits a guy right in the neutral zone on the blue line. Good step by Hubbard. Hoggeston picks it up. Throws it off the boards to Hubbard. Hubbard throws it off the glass. Couldn't clear it though. Roderick gets a stick on it. Borman tips it out of the zone. Jacks in the neutral zone. 1:20 left in the game. Roderick with a hit right inside the neutral zone. Hubbard blasts one off the glass. Roderick gets a stick on it. Jacks tip it. Empty netter for the Jacks. Empty net, I should say. Jacks behind their own net. Jacks through the neutral zone over the red line. Jacks gain the zone. Dunbar chasing this guy into the corner. Jacks with a shot from the goal line. Borman backhands it out of the zone, forcing the Jacks to regroup. 50 seconds left. Jacks rink wide pass. Back to their D. Another rink wide pass by the Jacks. Off the boards. No icing call. Oh, all right. Dunbar off the boards. Oh, there we go. Weird. I didn't see that one coming. Jacks go to the box for roughing. And Hoggeston. Jacks and the Rails go to the box for the penalty. Jacks go 2 minutes for elbowing. Hoggeston goes 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike. Should still be 6 on 5, right? Yeah. Robert go with Hoops and Elliott. Hubbard and Jahola at D. These last 34 seconds might be rough. Jahola flips it up. Oh, through everything, doesn't touch any of the ceiling. No way. How did he not touch anything? Puck dribbles through the neutral zone. Hubbard picks it up. Hubbard fires it down right in the middle of the net and buries it. Puts the Rails up 4-1. Inside the zone, Hubbard is 1 for 10. Outside the zone, he's 1 for 1. Really? Oh no. Oh shoot. Instant replay? Puck back to Jahola. Jahola is on his own, puts it off the boards. Elliott tries tipping it in. Jacks fired in deep. 8 seconds left. Jahola rings it around to Hoops. Hoops holding on to the puck. And that'll do it. Rails walk away with a 4-1 victory over the Jacks. Next game Friday night or Saturday? Friday night against Spring Lake Park AA. Thanks for watching.